Namaste students. Now let us discuss the last topic of this chapter, subsidiary books. And the last topic is journal proper. Journal proper is also known as general journal. See, I told you one thing when we started this chapter, that journal is divided into 6 parts. One is cash book or cash journal. Second is purchase book or purchase journal. Third is sales book or sales journal. Then sale return book or sale return journal. Purchase return book or purchase return journal. Even I gave you this logic also, that why we have to pass, or why we have to divide journal into so many books, because when size of business becomes large, it is not feasible to record all the transaction in one book itself. Now the last part of journal is known as journal proper. Journal proper is a kind of a book in which we are going to record those transactions which cannot be recorded in the other subsidiary books. It means that transactions which do not find a part or which do not find a place in cash book, purchase book, sale book, purchase return and sale return, those transactions will be recorded in journal proper. The format of journal proper is same as that of नॉर्मल जर्नल. जो आपने जर्नल चैप्टर में जो आपने फॉर्मेट सीखा था, तब द फॉर्मेट इज सेम. बट नाउ व्हाट आर दोज एंट्रीज व्हिच वी आर गोइंग टू रिकॉर्ड इन जर्नल प्रॉपर? फर्स्ट इज ओपनिंग एंट्रीज. You know how to pass opening entry, so that we can find out the capital and we can brought forward the balances of the previous year to current year. So now this opening entry cannot be recorded in cash book or purchase book or sale or purchase return or sale return. So opening entry will be recorded in journal proper. Next is closing entries. Closing entries are basically those entries which we pass on the last day of the financial year just to close our accounts. Like as I told you in the chapter ledger, that we don't balance our nominal accounts. Rather we transfer their balance to trading account, profit and loss account. So the entries which we pass to transfer the balances of nominal accounts to trading account and profit and loss account, those entries are known as closing entries. You will get to know how to pass these entries in the later chapters. Then adjustment entry and rectifying entries. You'll come to know about these entries, in the near future, as we have one full fledged chapters based on this topic. So I can't explain you the meaning of these entries right now, because I can't explain you everything in one go, but with the passage of time I'll explain you the meaning of these terms also, because you have full-fledged chapter on that. And the last is miscellaneous entries. Miscellaneous का मतलब होता है अलग-अलग तरह. Like if I say I have purchased an asset on credit from Ram, then what entry I'll pass? Asset account debited to Ram. If I have purchased a machinery on credit from Mohan, I'll pass the entry machinery to Mohan. अब आप खुद सोचिए, जो एंट्री मशीनरी टू मोहन है वो किस बुक में रिकॉर्ड हो सकती है? कैन आई रिकॉर्ड दिस एंट्री इन कैश बुक? नो, because in cash book we are going to record only cash transaction, and machinery purchased on credit from Mohan is a credit transaction. There is no flow of cash in this transaction. I can't record this entry machinery to Mohan in purchase book also, because machinery is an asset, and in purchase book we are recording only the credit purchase of goods, and the goods means in which our business deals. Now the third book is sales book. Can I record the purchase of an asset in sales book? No, because sales book is meant only and only for recording the credit sales. Similarly, purchase return and sale return, I can't record this entry there also. So it means the entry for purchasing an asset on credit will be recorded in journal proper. So similarly, there are many examples. Like suppose entry for outstanding rent, that is rent account debited to outstanding rent. You can't record this entry in any of the book. Similarly, if the goods have been given in the form of charity, then entry would be charity account debited to purchases account, right? So you can't record this entry in cash book, in purchase book, in sales book, in purchase return, in sales return. So ultimately, they'll be recorded in journal proper. Similarly, if the goods have been taken by the owner for its personal use, then entry is drawings account debited to purchase account. Again, you can't record this entry in any of the book, so it will be a part of journal proper. But if I say the drawings, the owner has taken cash for its personal use, then entry will be drawings account debited to cash account. Now in this entry, cash word is there, so it will be recorded in cash book. but drawings account debited to purchase account will not be recorded in any of the subsidiary book. Similarly, if I say that Ram was declared bad debts and nothing was received from his estate, then you will pass the entry bad debts account debited to Ram account. Now think, where will you record this entry? Can you record in purchase book, cash book, sale book, purchase return or sale return? No. So it means these entry will be part of journal proper. So there are many examples. Fine, or many types of entries which will be a part of journal proper only. So now let's start with the numerical. I hope this concept is clear. Here students, now read the first question. Sunil, who owed rupees 50,000 was declared insolvent and 40% is received as full and final payment. It means that Sunil was our debtor. He had to give rupees 50,000 to us, but he was declared insolvent and he gave only 40% to us. It means the normal entry for this is cash account debit, bad debts account debited to Sunil. Sunil had to give 50,000 total, but he had given only 40% to us. It means 40% of 50,000 is 20,000. This we have received, but 30,000 we have not received. Now, this is the entry. But which part of this entry will be recorded in journal proper, that you need to see. If I want to divide this entry into two parts, I can easily do that. How? First of all, I can write cash to Sunil 20,000 because cash account is debited with 20,000. Then I can pass one more entry. Bad debts account debited to Sunil 30,000. Now you check. These two entries, they are the part of this one entry. Now the first part is cash to Sunil. As the word cash is here, so it means that this part will be recorded in cash book. But the other part is bad debts to Sunil. Now this entry cannot be recorded in purchase book, sale return book, purchase return book or sales book or even cash book. So we have to record this entry in journal proper, and the method is same, the way you normally write. That is bad debts account debited to Sunil. That is 30,000. Now read the next transaction. An old machinery was sold to Kailash on credit. Now I am selling some machinery to Kailash on credit. Then again the entry will be Kailash will be debited because he becomes our debtor to machinery as machinery goes out of the business. Now you can judge on your own. This entry cannot be recorded in any book because selling of machinery is not our business. Fine, this machinery is an asset for us, and sale and purchase of asset can't be recorded in any book, so we have to record this transaction in journal proper. The next is proprietor withdrew for personal use cash rupees 10,000. Entry is drawings to cash. I can't record because drawings to cash can be recorded in cash book. And he withdrew goods for 4,000. Entry becomes drawings to purchases. Drawings to purchases can be recorded in journal proper. So you pass the entry. Normal, nothing new. Drawings account debited to purchase account, whatever the amount is. Next is goods worth rupees 40,000 was destroyed by fire. What is the entry? Loss by theft to fire. Can you record this entry in purchase book, sales book, purchase return, sale return or cash book? No. So where are you going to record it? In journal proper. So entry would be loss by fire debited to purchase. So I hope this thing is clear to you that this way we need to check. Means some transactions will be given to you. Out of that transactions, you have to find out which will be the part of cash book, which will be the part of purchase book or sale book or purchase return, sale return, and then the entries which will not find a place in any of the book will be recorded in journal proper in this way itself. So with this topic we have done with the chapter subsidiary books. So now I hope all these things are clear to you. Keep practicing and keep working. Thank you.